Hello, everyone, and thanks for popping in to another episode of Origins. And today I'm stoked to introduce Michael Cook, aka Mr. Cookie. Thank you so much for being here, Michael, and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Rick and Christopher. It's nice to meet you guys face to face.
A total pleasure. So, as we start every show, we'd love to hear more about. We'll let you tell us, how did your creative journey begin?
Yeah, that's a good question, and happy to tell it. Obviously, as a lot of artists may say, it started at a young age, right? It started as I wouldn't stop drawing on things, and it was my escape, avenue for a lot of sadness and difficulties of growing up, right? In different ways and traumas that you deal with. But, as I got older, I wanted to be the next Chuck Jones. I loved, Looney Tunes specifically, and a lot more of the disturbing versions of the anthropomorphism stuff. And I went to fine art school just because it's where I got in at the time and what I could afford. And, and I studied to be more of a painter, which kind of just fell out of it. I wanted to go into animation and stuff, but I ended up going into the fine arts. And straight out of college, I basically didn't know what the hell I was going to do with that. I was a mediocre painter at best. I wouldn't say I was amazing. I definitely like to draw a lot more back then than I was at painting. And, I didn't even come out of my shell then until someone looked at my sketchbook and said, "Why are you painting this stuff over here? But your sketchbook is all these characters and all these crazy things. Like, why aren't you painting this?" And I said, "I don't know. I think this is what the teachers want to see. This is what everybody wants to see, right?" So I'm like, I was just painting landscapes and things, and I was just like, okay, like I'll just paint that. Like, that sounds good. And then the first painting I did to get out of my shell, which was I think it was like the end of my senior year, I was like, screw it. And I painted like an octopus attacking New York City, and it was just this over the top, colorful paint pens over, crazy just thing I did for like 3 weeks. And I had more fun doing that. It was like the first time my teachers were like, "Good job, you actually get a good grade." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Maybe I do know what I'm doing. I'm not a bad artist." After college, found an opportunity literally on Craigslist. It was like just scrolling through Craigslist, going, "What the hell am I going to do?" Now. And I was back up in LA, and in college I went to San Diego. And I saw this guy's name. It was like Bua, B-U-A. And I'm like, I know that name. And they're looking for someone to be an assistant. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, sure. All right. I just applied to be an intern there. And then next thing you know, within 2 days, I was working in his studio and helping him assist on all his projects and things. And then he was working on this book called The Legends of Hip Hop at the time. And I was just a nobody, barely had any abilities.
Thank you for joining Rick and myself on another episode of Origins, A Creative Journey, a Designer Con production. Please like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, download and listen to us every place you get your favorite podcast. Follow us on Instagram at Origins, A Creative Journey, all one word. Drop us an email for thoughts, ideas, or maybe somebody you'd like us to interview at dconpodcast@gmail.com. And make sure you join us in Las Vegas for DesignerCon, North America's premier annual design convention. All the information can be found, including tickets, at designercon.com. Till then, enjoy your own creative journey.